Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule
รายการของเรามีให้หลายภาษาโปรดดู suprememastertv.com/schedule
You can see here there is a hand washing device which is not the usual one. So we developed this one considering the response of COVID-19 so that there is less contact of hands with hand washing devices in the communal places.
Continue watching to find out more.
Persian deity is hello in Albanian, the official language of Albania. Respected viewers, I am Ornella. The generous people of Albania wish you and your loved ones a peaceful and joyous life graced by the divine. Welcome to today's program, Protecting the Vulnerable During the COVID-19 Pandemic, Part 2 of 2. In the last episode, we explored how medically vulnerable groups, including the elderly and people with underlying medical conditions, are at a higher risk for severe illness from COVID-19 and highlighted some recommendations from experts to safeguard such individuals. Today, we will continue to examine other vulnerable groups at an elevated risk of exposure to COVID-19. Homeless people and those whose living conditions fall below basic standards, like informal settlements, are more susceptible to infections, while refugees and internally displaced people are probably the most at risk. Factors such as unclean environment, overcrowding, improper shelter from the elements, shortage of water, and malnutrition weaken people's immune systems. In addition, these persons may not have access to life-saving information on how to avoid contracting coronavirus due to the lack of TV or internet access. Fortunately, there are international agencies that provide services to these groups to help better minimize their possible exposure to COVID-19. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, has scaled up projects to keep refugees and internally displaced people safe by providing life-saving support including clean water, medical care and personal protective equipment like masks. Furthermore, the UNHCR also seeks to boost public health and hygiene in areas hosting migrants by airlifting in emergency supplies and establishing isolation units. Kutupalong is in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh, and the world's largest refugee camp. The site houses mostly Rohingya refugees from Myanmar. Here is how the global relief agency Oxfam is helping the residents cope with the COVID-19.
I'm Modi Rahman. I'm working as a Senior Public Health Promotion Officer in p2o2 Mega Camp with Oxfam. You can see here there is a hand washing device which is not the usual one. So we developed this one considering the response of COVID-19 so that there is less contact of hands with hand washing devices in the communal places. Besides providing these hand washing devices inside the camp, we are also considering the dissemination of COVID-19 related key messages that includes, frequent hand washing with soap at critical times, and also maintaining social distance, know how to sneeze or cough using the armpit, cleanliness of the household, and taking care of the solid waste management. As you know, COVID-19 cases is all over the country, all over the world. So of course there is also cases coming slowly from the camp, and we know that the challenges is more compared to the other places in our country. This is congested. People are living very close to each other. The context is like fragile. So people are getting adapted with the prevention measures. They are not really coming out more frequently like they used to do before. They do not really gather in the shops, or they do not gather in the markets. Their movement is being restricted. They know where to go if they see the symptom of the COVID-19. They have the information about the available health services in the camp. So we are helping the community to get the proper information about the prevention and treatment.
Countries are also reaching out to support various humanitarian aid organizations. The government of Switzerland has donated $1.8 million to the United Nations World Food Programme for food supplies for the Sahrawi refugees living in 5 camps near the Algerian town of Tindouf. The Australian government, a Shining World Leadership Award for Compassion recipient, and the Shining World Leadership Award for High Moral Value and Health Guardian Laureate, has contributed $3 million to the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, to support at-risk youngsters and women in Jordan during the pandemic. Syrian refugees in camps and distant areas received clean water and soap for hygiene protection. Nutrition and health services were provided to mothers and children in underprivileged communities and refugee camps. As individuals, what can we do to be a part of the support network during the pandemic? 2 benevolent examples in Bolivia and USA may inspire us to contribute by meeting unmet needs. About 20 young volunteers in Bolivia are participating in the Adopt a Grandparent campaign to help isolated seniors obtain vital resources. The assistance includes shopping for and delivering food to adopted grandparents and working through the bureaucracy to collect their aid packages sent by the government. In Indiana, USA, Susan Farrington sewed face masks to raise money for the Center for the Homeless in South Bend, Indiana. She created a Facebook page to sell the masks and ultimately donated over $5,300. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to take lives, overwhelm health systems, and disrupt economies around the world. Over various times in the past 2 decades, there have been newly appearing zoonotic pandemics like SARS, avian flu, swine flu, MERS, etc. Facing these continuous waves of viruses surfacing, have we stopped to wonder as a global community why the same scenario keeps emerging? A joint report released in 2020 by the United Nations Environment Programme and the International Livestock Research Institute, about 60% of human infections are estimated to have an animal origin. Of all new and emerging human infectious diseases, some 75% jump species from other animals to people. Most described zoonoses happen indirectly, e.g. via the food system. In addition, the paper reveals that pandemics such as the COVID-19 outbreak are a predictable and predicted outcome of how people source and grow food, trade and consume animals, and alter environments. Furthermore, it explains, while wildlife are the most common source of emerging human disease, domesticated animals may be original sources, transmission pathways, or amplifiers of zoonotic disease. Our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai has emphasized for many years that humans can stop zoonotic diseases by being vegan.
Since forever, we always have plague and trouble because of that, because of a killing karma, killing the innocent. So it just has to be cleaned out. However painful and sad it seems, but there's no way we can avoid that. If we don't change our way of life, we cannot change our destiny.
There is a way, but I don't know if people even want to use it. It's frustrating to talk about it. That's why I didn't want to talk about it, okay?
Yes, Master. It would be good to know what this way is.
Yes.
Just
I think you guys know. Many people know already, but they still don't do it. You can change it by taking dramatic counter-reaction, okay?
Yes. What's this counter-reaction?
It's go total vegan. So simple.
Yes.
Go total vegan. It's like if you make a mistake, you go south, but you wanted actually to go north, and just you turn and go back to the north.
Yes, Master.
Animals, they suffer too much before they die. And they have been quarantined all their life. Well, not their fault, not even being sick. And they have been tortured so much before they die even. This is very lenient already.
Wow.
On humans. You understand?
Yes.
Very lenient already. Heaven told me it is very lenient already. Any more questions, my love? Are you okay with what I have explained to you?
Yes, Master. Thank you very much. I know Master's doing all Master can to help in this situation.
And all the disciples must do extra meditation time and pray.
Okay.
And everyone in the world should be praying in this difficult time.
Okay.
Every day, actually, but in difficult time, people remember to pray more.
Indeed, our planet's fate is in everyone's hands. Lockdowns, humanitarian aid, and vaccine development are just watering the leaves of the current situation. The best solution is to confront the root cause by banning meat consumption. This important action needs to be taken immediately to halt COVID-19 and prevent outbreaks of further pandemics. Like attracts like, and benevolent action begets loving reaction. We pray that humanity will wake up right away and switch to a compassionate vegan way of life so that we can enjoy a sustainable and lively future. All of Supreme Master Ching Hai's tips for protection during the COVID-19 and any other pandemic are free for viewing and download at Master's Tips on covid19.com. Smart viewers, we are pleased to have you with us today for our program. May we all be torch-bearers to brighten the path of positivity for others to follow.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/HL.